You should be posting as often as possible on social media, and this really comes down to what works best for you. Keep in mind, with social media, the more you put out, the more chances you have of being seen and engaged with. So if you put out one video, people only have the opportunity to see that one video. But if you put out 10 videos, now all of a sudden they have 10 opportunities to see you. So it doesn't matter what your view rates are. It doesn't matter how many followers you have. It matters how often you're getting in front of these people. Now, with places like TikTok, you are going to see some of your older content being picked up and sent out in the algorithm system. And this is the magic that is TikTok that we don't necessarily see from Instagram, but we do see from places like YouTube. So you can create content and then have it more of an evergreen content where people can continually find it, but the less you put out, the less chances they have of seeing it unless they're searching for a very specific thing. So if we're focusing on TikTok here, you want to make sure you're putting out content as often as possible. Every time you put out a piece of content, it is shown to the people who are following you already. People who have raised their hand and said, yes, I want to see more of this person, and they're going to be shown your content. Based on their engagement, that is then going to get sent to more or less people and tested again to decide if we're going to send it out to a larger audience. So if you put out one video today, you have one opportunity to get in front of these people and to be tested with an audience to then potentially be sent out more and more and more. If, however, you put out 2 videos or 5 videos, you now have 2, 5, 10, however many opportunities to be seen by more people to then get sent out more. So you shouldn't be pushing yourself to do too much content and burn yourself out, but you should be on a very strategic path where you are putting out as much content as you physically can put out for yourself. Now, for some people, that's going to be 3 times a week. For some people, it's going to be once a day. I say your average should be 1 time per day. And remember, I teach you how to do this in a way that's highly effective so that you're not spending a ton of time and effort on it. You can do this in less than 5 minutes for 90% of the content you're creating, putting out there. So for most people, 1 should be your minimum per day. But again, everybody's going to be a little bit different. For me, I put out as much content as possible. If that's 5 videos, if that's 10 videos, if that's more videos, I'm going to put out as much as possible because I want the opportunity to be seen by as many people as I possibly can be seen by. So it is my goal to then get in front of an audience. I'm not going to walk away from a stage or from an opportunity to be seen by potential new clients or to reiterate my presence and my mission and my message to people who already follow me or already know me. Remember, it takes people on average 7 times of seeing a product before they're going to be willing to purchase it. It's going to take 7 times of seeing me before they're going to be willing to potentially follow me. So the more I get out there, the faster I'm going to grow. It basically boils down to the more you put out, the faster you'll grow. So it comes down to what you want to do in terms of your growth. If you want to grow really, really fast, put out more content. And if you want to grow slower, put out less content. You have to prioritize your point in this. Where do you want to go? What is your trajectory? What is your mission for this? Where do you want to be a week from now, a month from now, a year from now? Once you have that initial goal, that thing you're trying to reach, and the trajectory you're going to be using to get there, you can then backtrack and figure out how often you need to be putting out content. So you really need to spend your time and effort deciding how often you're going to be putting this out. So if 3 works for you per week, that's fine. And if 3 works for you per day, that's great too. And if 3 per hour works for you, that's a little overkill, but you can do it. So you want to make sure that you know how quickly you want to grow. And then you need to be putting out content as much as possible. And remember, you do not have to be full on creating and producing content to put out content. You can do things like duets and stitches. You can be posting reiterations of things that you've done in the past. It's really easy to repurpose and reuse your content to get more out there, because you're always going to reach a new audience. You're always going to reach new people, and people will forget that they've seen things or heard things from you before, and you're just reinforcing those things that you're teaching anyway. So you want to make sure that as you're doing this, you are putting out as much content as possible, be it direct-to-camera conversations, character parodies, be it responding to questions, duets, stitches, remixes, or some type of iteration of things that you've already done in the past. The more you can get your face in front of people, the faster you're going to grow and the more you're going to profit from your social media as you are continuing to post in the platform.